More than 85% of high achievers report feeling mentally foggy despite having successful careers. But here's what's crazy. It's not a discipline problem. It's a dopamine problem. So here's what happened to me. I was crushing it on paper. Good job, clear goals, everything maps out. But my brain felt like it was stuck in molasses. I'd sit down to work on something important, and within 20 minutes I'm checking my phone again. I thought I just needed more willpower. But then I discovered something that changed everything. Your brain runs on dopamine. It's like fuel for motivation and focus. But here's the problem. Our phones, social media, and constant notifications have hijacked this system. They give us tiny hits of dopamine all day long, which might sound good, but it's actually destroying our ability to focus on real work. Think about it like this. If you eat candy all day, vegetables taste boring. Same thing happens with your brain. When you get easy dopamine hits from scrolling, actual work feels impossibly hard. But here's where it gets interesting. I found 5 weird signs that your dopamine system needs a complete reset. And once I figured this out, everything changed. Sign number 1. You can't enjoy simple things anymore. Like you used to love reading a book or having a conversation. Now it feels boring unless you're also checking your phone. This happens because your brain has been trained to need constant stimulation. Sign number 2. You start projects but never finish them. You get excited about something new, work on it for a week, then abandon it. This isn't laziness. It's because your brain is seeking that initial dopamine hit from starting something. But it can't sustain focus for the long, hard work of finishing. Sign number 3. You feel tired even after sleeping well. Your brain is exhausted from processing constant information all day. It's like having a computer with 50 browser tabs open. Everything runs slower. Sign number 4. Making simple decisions feels impossible. What to eat, what to wear, what to work on first. Your brain is so overstimulated that basic choices become overwhelming. And sign number 5. This is the big one. You know exactly what you need to do to succeed, but you can't make yourself do it. You have the knowledge, the plan, and maybe even the resources, but you can't execute consistently. If you recognize yourself in 3 or more of these signs, your dopamine system is dysregulated. The good news, this can be fixed. I spent months testing different approaches. Digital detoxes that lasted 3 days, meditation apps that felt pointless, productivity systems that were too complicated to maintain. But then I discovered the real solution. You can't just remove the bad stuff. You have to retrain your brain to find reward in meaningful work again. Here's what actually works. First, you need to understand that your brain has incredible ability to rewire itself. Scientists call this neuroplasticity. The pathways that can make you crave constant stimulation can be changed. The key is something called dopamine fasting, but not the extreme version you might have heard about. You strategically reduce easy dopamine sources while rebuilding your reward system around important activities. I created a system that works in 3 phases. Phase 1 is the reset. You temporarily reduce digital stimulation to let your dopamine receptors recover. Phase 2 is the rebuild. You gradually reintroduce activities that provide natural, sustainable motivation. Phase 3 is the rhythm. You create daily habits that maintain your new baseline. The results were incredible. Within 2 weeks, I could work for hours without checking my phone. Simple activities started feeling enjoyable again. I finished projects I've been putting off for months. But here's what really surprised me. I wasn't forcing myself to focus. It felt natural, like my brain had been cleared of fog. The science behind this is fascinating. When you constantly stimulate your dopamine system with easy rewards, your brain reduces the number of dopamine receptors. It's like turning down the volume to protect itself from overstimulation. But when you give your system time to recover, those receptors come back online. Suddenly, normal activities feel rewarding again. Work becomes engaging instead of draining. This isn't about becoming a monk or giving up technology forever. It's about using these tools intentionally instead of being controlled by them. I've now helped hundreds of high achievers implement this system. The pattern is always the same. First, they resist, thinking they just need more discipline. Then they try it and realize how much mental energy they were wasting on meaningless stimulation. The transformation typically happens in stages. Week 1, you notice you're less anxious and sleep better. Week 2, you can focus for longer periods. Week 3, you start feeling genuinely motivated about important projects. By week 4, people around you notice the change. One client told me it was like someone had cleaned the windshield of his brain. Everything became clearer. The most common mistake people make is thinking this is about perfection. It's not. It's about creating a sustainable relationship with stimulation that supports your goals instead of sabotaging them. Your brain wants to focus. It wants to feel motivated. It wants to find meaning in your work. But it can't do that when it's constantly hijacked by artificial rewards. The question isn't whether you can change. Neuroscience proves you can. The question is whether you'll give your brain the environment it needs to function properly. Most people will keep trying to force focus through willpower. They download another productivity app or try another morning routine, but they'll never address the root cause. You have a choice. You can keep fighting your own brain chemistry, or you can work with it. You can keep feeling scattered and frustrated, or you can reclaim the clarity and drive you know you're capable of. The dopamine reset isn't just about productivity. It's about feeling like yourself again. It's about waking up with natural energy and excitement for your day. It's about the satisfaction that comes from deep, meaningful work. Keep growing, stay sharp. It's Lunden signing out.